guys? 24/7 Tech here. And Huawei Mate 10 Pro. I've had some time to review and use it, and altogether, my ratings have changed slightly, ever so slightly from my Huawei Mate 10 Pro review video. But this time, we're gonna throw in another phone, the Apple iPhone 10, $1,000 device. It's pretty pricey, and Huawei Mate 10 Pro, no slack there, $800. So, but Apple brand name, you're getting pretty good amount for what you're paying. But let's see, what are we dealing with? Okay, let's kick it off with the design category. Both of these phones are pretty well designed. 2017 futuristic. Now we're in 2018, still doesn't look any different, not bad whatsoever. But Apple iPhone 10, you're losing a lot of screen space with that notch, and supposedly 5.8 inches, but I don't count screen space, which isn't being a use, so it's actually around 5.5 inches, so 5.5 or even 5.4 actually. So design, not that, I mean, pretty good. I'll give it a solid 8. Glass back, dual camera system, everything's pretty good. Huawei Mate 10 Pro just looks a little bit more clean and refined. The back camera housing and everything looks really really modern. Fingerprint sensor in the back, the right location. Just a tiny little top and bottom bezels. That's what I like the most. Receives pretty good, 8.5 on my scale. Okay, now moving on to the display. Apple iPhone 10 has a phenomenal OLED display made by Samsung. Good job, Samsung, with that. But the True Tone display and everything kicks in. It's really good. It's really good looking device. Super Retina, 1,000,000:1 aspect. So, but the pixels per inch is sort of lacking. It's at 424/30, while other flagships like the SA, like that, are like at 570/580. So I give it a really good 9 actually. And coincidentally, Huawei has also a Super AMOLED display, 18:9 aspect ratio, perfect for viewing. Solid 9 once again, because it has none of that True Tone stuff. So I'd say trade-off right there. So pretty good. Now the battery, Huawei has a really good fast charging system and everything, but no wireless charging. 4,000 milliamp hours, really good. But the iPhone's iOS and everything, iOS architecture, all of that, and how it's placed inside A11 chip, really doesn't take that much power. So iPhone gets a perfect 10 out of 10 in this category. Though that fast charging doesn't exist, it's pretty fast, come on. And you have wireless also, so I don't complain about that. Gets a solid 10. Huawei, doing a really good job. I like the fast charging and everything like that. Gets a solid, very good 9. You wouldn't be that flabbergasted by taking any of these devices for their battery. It's awesome for both. Okay, now the features. iPhone 10 has, so as we were talking about the notch earlier, that notch, some people really don't care if it's there because you're getting a lot in there. You're getting Apple's new Face ID, an 8-megapixel front-facing camera with portrait lighting and portrait mode, which is absolutely phenomenal. Just putting that out there. Proximity sensors, everything basically that you need on a phone is on there. And the dual-lens camera system, OLED display, and emoji, everything. iPhone 10 has some really enticing features, and that gives it a perfect 10 in this category. Huawei Mate 10 Pro, no game-changing features, just normal AI camera stuff and everything. But that's, some people like it that way, simplistic and just what they need. Good camera, good stuff like that. It gets a solid 8 on this. Not bad, not good. So no groundbreaking features like Bixby or something. Though some people might say that's not groundbreaking. That's for a whole nother day. But yeah, it gets a solid 8. And both of these phones are doing pretty good up to now. But then here is where everything takes a turn. Performance. iPhone 10, Apple A11 chip, fastest on a smartphone. I agree. It's equivalent to a 15-inch MacBook Pro almost. So that's absolutely phenomenal. So Apple's probably going to I recommend for Apple to just keep their own processors in there. It's cheaper for them to supply it than Intel, so why not just go ahead and put like an Apple A12M series for like Mac? That's actually a pretty good idea, like A12M. A11 and A11X would be like all the X and normal series would be for like the phones and basically everything else. But then the M's would be for the computers. Or they could just start a whole new processor like M1, M2, something like that. But I think that's for the Apple Watch already, so yeah. Huawei Mate 10 Pro, lacking a lot. Kirin 921 processor. The RAM's actually pretty good. I think 4 or 6 gigs. Both of them is fine, even if. But the Kirin 921 processor is a little laggy. Responsiveness isn't that great. It's just overall not, a totally slow phone, like you can't use it at all, iPhone 4 style. No, it's not like that. It's just that, it's not great. That's basically, why I give it a 7 in this category. It's worst category, so anything else you would be pretty fine with. Camera in the iPhone 10, solid 9. It's a really nice camera. I don't personally like its colors that great, and pictures aren't that great, but video is awesome, so it gets a 9 in this category. Huawei Mate 10 Pro, really good dual lens system once again from this, 8.5. Pictures are really nice. I like the colors on this, but video is sort of lacking, no 4K 60 frames per second, but come on, that's not a feature we see in a lot of phones. So Huawei and Apple, kudos to you for making a really, really good camera. Okay, we're going good. We're at around 7 minutes right now. Okay, the price. This is a touchy subject for both of them. I've gotten so disappointed in phones these days. Like budget smartphones, like the OnePlus 5T is $500. Like that's not budget. Is 3 years ago. Budget would be like around $350, $400. I mean, you could still find pretty good flagships these days, but for that price range too. But it's just phones have gotten so expensive that I paid $1,000 for my phone, and that's the same amount of money I paid for my MacBook Air brand new condition. Whew, that's a little mind-boggling. iPhone 10, $1,000. Really, you're not packing as much punch as you're paying for it, so I give it a 7. Bro, what? This is the worst category. Like, what are you doing? Huawei Mate 10 Pro, at $800, I feel like you're getting a pretty solid package. So it's not the best thing, it's not the worst thing, but I think it's more leaning to more of the worst side, because $800 is a little turning, because this you won't find deals probably because it's a Chinese manufacturer. Something like Galaxy S8 you could pick up now for around $400, I think. It used to be MSRP $720, so even the Note series you can buy for like $600, $700. So there you go, 8 for Huawei, solid but not the best. So yeah, both of these phones are a pretty solid package. I love both of them. But here are all the individual scores for them. First up, Apple. Take some time to read that, and then afterwards the Huawei will come. Individual scores, Apple, except for the price, you did pretty solid in the battery, features, and performance categories. All perfect scores, so I'd say you canceled for the price right there. Design, display, and camera, not lacking at all, except for the design, 9 for display and camera. So, yeah, pretty good package overall, in my opinion. It's solid. I can tell you that. So the Huawei, as you can see now, I'd say it's an all-around package, except for, so it's getting the best scores on the display and battery, but no 9.5s or 10s in this, which is a little disappointing, so yeah. So, in conclusion, Apple's iPhone 10 achieves a better score than the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. It gets a 63 out of 70, which is pretty good. It's really good, actually. Just 7 points off, lacks in the price category and the design category mainly. But Huawei's Mate 10 Pro isn't that far off with the iPhone 10. getting a 58 out of 70 on the scale. So this, I think the Huawei is like a more averaged out phone. iPhone excels in a lot of big categories, but then Huawei sort of levels everything off, in my opinion. Which is worse being in the performance category. If it got a Snapdragon 835 with the 6 gigs of RAM, I think I would put it up to like a 9.5. So that processor is taking a lot of points off. It would have been in the 60s range. So yeah, in conclusion, as you can see, if price is not a factor, Apple iPhone 10 is the one to go with. And I think the form factor is also better because 5.8 inches is like the sweet spot. It's like the S8 size, or it's out there, it's in the markets. You could go see it at the Apple store. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, just click the thumbs up button down below. Subscribe right up there for more amazing content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.